everybody. This is Mike Morin, the morning show host on 95.7 WZID in Manchester. And thanks to Derry Community TV for once again documenting this wonderful event. I mean, as you can see, there are hundreds of people right now on something called the Birthday Lap, which is new this year for the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. First lap, of course, is the survivors. The second lap is the survivors and their caregivers. In many cases, it's spouses, loved ones, parents, brothers and sisters. And the third lap, and I love this idea, is the Birthday Lap, and that's what's going on right now. The Birthday Lap is because the American Cancer Society is the sponsor of birthdays. When you think about it, they're working really, really hard to have everybody live as long as possible. Early detection means much higher survivor rates. One of the touching moments this year for me was the honoring of B.J. Allgaier, who really ran this whole event for many, many years. Lost her battle in a valiant effort back on April the 1st this year. And even though I didn't know B.J. really well, I do remember every year when I would come to help MC this, I would get this biggest smile, and she just had a bigger-than-life personality, and she really had a very contagious, infectious way to get people involved and to get the real spirit of Relay for Life. So, again, I'm honored to be here, and for anything you can do, donations or participate next year in Relay for Life, I'm sure that all these people that you see right now would appreciate it as well.
Good evening and welcome. We are ready to get things underway. This is probably the nicest weather we've had in recent memory. That's one good thing of many that we're going to celebrate this evening is the great weather. Welcome, my name is Mike Morin from 95.7 WZID, your host once again this year. I think it's probably my fourth year, and it is truly an honor to have been asked when you could have anybody at this microphone. I'm very happy to be here for any number of reasons. First of all, I MC a lot of events, and this is by far probably the most uplifting, and the interaction between all parties involved and the cause really makes me want to come to this every year. I've also had a few brushes with skin cancer, which is not nearly as severe as what a lot of you have dealt with, but it does make me think, and it makes me realize how important being proactive in your health is, as I know a lot of you have realized that, caregivers and survivors alike. So there's another reason. And I guess the third reason this year is B.J. Allgaier, who many of you will hear more about as the evening goes along, who lost her battle back on April 1st. So I won't say too much, except the one thing I remember coming here every year is as soon as I saw her, she had this bigger-than-life smile on her face. And that's what I remember about her. I didn't know her real well, as many of you have, but we'll hear more about her and the reason why she has been such an inspiration to all of us. So there's three reasons why I'm here tonight. You all have your own personal reasons, and we'll all share those and celebrate them this evening. So let's get things underway with the singing of the national anthem to open this evening's Relay for Life. I'd like to invite Julie Huss to the microphone and ask everybody to either sing along or cover your heart or whatever you're comfortable doing.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Julie. Relay for Life is a signature event of the American Cancer Society. 5,000 relays just like ours go on across the country, and now it's international with 21 nations doing and thinking about the same cause and the same inspiration that you are. And last year, the Relay for Life collectively raised $386 million. Isn't that wonderful? And you were a part of it. Thank you. Right now, I'd like to introduce our American Cancer Society staff partner, Bridget Ryan. Bridget?
Hi, everybody. Guys, look around. I think that this is by far the biggest event we've had in Derry. This is amazing. We're all here tonight, family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, to put an end to cancer. We're here for the same reason. And I want to thank you all for being here. Each of us has a unique reason for being here, but we all have something very much in common. We want to make a difference in the fight against cancer. We have gathered as a community, determined that those who are facing cancer will be supported, that those who have lost their battle will not be forgotten, and that together we will continue to fight back so that one day no one has to hear those words, "You have cancer." This year we have a very special tribute. We'd like to dedicate the Relay for Life of Greater Derry and Londonderry to BJ Allgaier, who lost her battle with cancer on April 1st. BJ as a person was the meaning of Relay. She celebrated, she remembered, and she was always fighting back. We know many of us here tonight will think of BJ through the event, along with all of those in our lives who have been affected by cancer or that we've lost. We'll have a short presentation at the beginning of Luminaria for BJ, and we have Peter Ames from the American Cancer Society who would like to present an award for BJ's family.
And now's the part where I get to go a little bit off script here, because you see, I had the pleasure of working with BJ in her advocacy role. And BJ was someone who really was the face of fighting back against this disease. She was a warrior who would always go out and educate people in our law, in the State House and in Washington, about what it meant to be a cancer survivor and how we need to fight back against this disease. She was our Advocate of the Year. She was also the first state lead ambassador for the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network in New Hampshire, and was a leader for advocacy volunteers around the state. This woman impressed me everywhere I saw her go, whether it be making U.S. senators squirm in their chairs down in the U.S. Capitol building, asking U.S. presidential candidates what they thought about healthcare reform, what it should look like for cancer survivors, or meeting with her local representatives from Sandown to talk to them about how important it is that restaurants and bars have smoke-free air. All these things she did with class, effectiveness, and dedicated passion. But one thing that really defines BJ when I think about her, which would be no surprise to those who know her, is that she was not fighting back for herself. It was always about fighting back for someone else. Every meeting that I went to with her where she sat down with a lawmaker, she always framed it saying, "I'm not here fighting back for me. I want to be here for the next person that hears the words, 'You have cancer.'" Last November, BJ was that next person. She fought a very courageous battle against this disease, which would be no surprise to anyone. And unfortunately, 3 months ago, she lost that battle, but she went down fighting back like we knew that she would, and it was an honor to work with her, and we're all better for it. It is my honor this evening to present the Singer Family Award to the Allgaier family for all the leadership, passion, and time that BJ gave the American Cancer Society, the Cancer Action Network, and in the fight against cancer.
And I think the rest I've already announced. These are your survivors, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for them. And for those whose names weren't called, maybe you registered late. I'm sorry, this was the latest group of names. So please come up and get your flowers. I'd like to ask everybody who will be walking, our survivors, for the first lap to move up close to the balloon arch. We're going to get our first song going here. DJ Dave has a great song to get everybody all pumped up.